What's going on, people? It's SGZ here from the SpartanGameZone, and in this video we'll be ranking all of the latest buffed legendary weapons so you know which ones to hunt down first. This round of buffs gave damage increases to guns that really needed it and others that maybe didn't. Either way, these guns are now stronger than ever. I'll be letting you know what they do, where you can get them, and give you tips on maximizing their damage. If you enjoyed the video, it'd be great if you could drop a like, and if you want to be first in line for the cartel content next week, then feel free to subscribe, and let's crack into it. We open this countdown of all the latest buffed legendaries with the 7th Sense, a Jacob's pistol from DLC 2 that you can obtain from the Cold Case quest, Forgotten Answers. The 7th Sense always comes in cryo and had its damage doubled, which was definitely needed considering it can't come anointed. For a gun that lacks that mark, it is capable of some surprisingly high damage. Its unique effect is similar to that of the Q system in that its bullets hit your target multiple times. After impact, the projectiles will float into the air before crashing into the same enemy whenever you reload. It's a great effect that essentially doubles its damage output, and unlike other Jacob's weapons, it'll proc without the need for critical hits. Like practically the entire Jacob's arsenal, it's a good choice on flak, made better with its high chance to get its secondary projectiles dealing maximum damage, and a Ricochet Amara can spawn more rounds than anyone else. Moving on now to the King and Queen's Call. They're literally the same gun, coming in a set of elements each, and only found by defeating Tyrene and Destroyer's Rift. The King and Queen's Call had their damage doubled and then a little bit more. They're Jacob's revolvers that deal high damage per shot. They consume 3 ammo per shot, which is a lot, especially considering they come with just 6 in the mag. However, like other guns with Call in their name, the King's and Queen's Call return bullets to your magazine on critical hits, which allows accurate players to really tear it up. That's highlighted by the fact that critical hits will pierce your target and arc around for another hit, counting as splash damage. The circling projectiles travel quickly and make it a lot more powerful than it otherwise would be. Because of how it rewards you for landing targeted shots, it's especially suited to flak, who can hit non-crits and still get its full benefit. That's also possible with Zane and his Hustler class mod, and the splash damage is there for modes and Amara to enjoy. It's a damaging weapon, there's no question about it, with a high damage ceiling for anyone who can land consecutive critical hits. Up next is the Devil's Force Armor Torque pistol that can come in every single element. It has an increased chance to drop from the Psycho Billies you fight around here in the Ambermire. The Devil's Force Arm didn't just get a boost to its damage, but its radius too. Although it's got 4 in its name, it just fires the 3 bullets per shot, which are fired in a unique pattern and meet at the center where they explode. That explosion is devastating thanks to its splash damage radius boost, covering a massive area, especially on Moes, and will down you if you're not careful. The key to maximizing its damage is to calculate its range correctly and where all its projectiles combine right over your target's critical spot. When that happens, it will take a massive chunk out of health bars, and it dishes out heavy damage in an unconventional way. Moving on to another core weapon, this time with Phoning Lucian, a Vladoff assault rifle that can come in fire, corrosive or cryo, and has an increased chance to drop from blue fire. You fight as one of the final bosses of the Slaughter Star 3000. The Lucian's Call was a great early game gun, and now it's back, able to mount opponents yet again, thanks to its 135% damage buff. It supports a large magazine size with a fire rate that will empty it fast, and is now a joy to wield. It's a gun that likes things in twos. Every critical hit will not just ricochet 1 bullet to a surrounding enemy, but 2 will also be returned to your magazine. That combines perfectly with its large magazine, allowing you to bury your enemies in bullets as they fly around, dealing damage to others. Time now for the Butcher, a Hyperion shotgun that can come in all the elements and has an increased chance to drop from Raging Titan. You fight as the final boss of the Slaughter Shaft, which you can access through Conrad's Hold. The Butcher always held the right ingredients to cook up some heavy damage, but it's not until recently that we've been able to enjoy it. It didn't receive as big a damage increase as some of the other guns, but its unique effect got a whole lot better. It's a rapid firing shotgun that never stops shooting. There's a high chance not only for each shot to be fired for free, but for extra ammo to be added to the magazine. Don't ask where the meat came from, the Butcher won't like it. You can hold down the trigger practically forever, dealing incredible damage at the same time. The lack of reloading ups its DPS, and because it's a Hyperion weapon, continuous firing is encouraged as it'll also improve your accuracy. What you want to avoid with it though is a ×6 variant, as that will consume 2 ammo per shot. That's too much for its effect to cancel out, but getting the right one will see you dealing damage for days. Now it's the Ronans Call, an automatic Jacob's assault rifle that can come in fire, shock or radiation, and has an increased chance to drop from Red Rain, one of the final bosses of the Slaughter Star 3000. The Ronans Call received not 1, not 2, but 3 times its original damage on top of itself, netting it a 300% damage buff. We all know it needed it, and it got it, resulting in a powerful weapon on all fronts. It holds the same unique effects as the Lucian's Call, but made stronger through the Jacob's stamp. That's fantastic and makes it incredible on the mobbing front, where tightly packed enemies constantly blow apart. While bossing, it's the same thing, able to drain health bars with consistently damaging rounds, and its slower than usual fire rate makes it great value for ammo. If you want to see power savored, then just call Rowan, he'll help you out once he's finished tattooing Gary. We're here at the top with the #1 buffed legendary weapon, and it's the Unkempt Herald, a DLC 3 exclusive pistol that has an increased chance to drop from Cabadord you fight around here in Bloodsun Canyon. The Unkempt Herald can come in all of the elements and was already strong. I feel it was in its rightful place, but now it's eaten some lima beans and growing in power. It's now twice as good, which is frightening for your opposition, capable of decimating mobs in doubly quick time. It fires a line of explosive projectiles which expand as they travel, dealing whopping amounts of damage when aimed correctly. By correctly, I mean when they all hit. You'll want to use it in medium to close ranges where all projectiles emerge from within each other to land on that critical spot. It comes in a ×3 or ×4 variant, and there really is no wrong choice. Whatever one you pick up, it'll be packed with mountains of explosivity, if that's even a word. If you're looking for a hand cannon that acts like an actual cannon, then you've found it here. Just be careful pointing it at things you shouldn't. So that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned about the best of the best from the latest round of buffs. If you did, consider dropping a like or subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one.